Meeting of the Amherst Township Trustees called to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lynch?
Here.
Urick?
Yes.
Kish? And Abraham is absent. Where's my packet? That's mine, sir.
What is yours?
Yours is over there. This one's.
Oh,
That's why I
take
couldn't
what
find
you
it.
want. Take what you want. Okay, let me get out of the way.
Okay, I have the regular meeting minutes from the August 12th, 2025 regular meeting of the Amherst Township Trustees. The meeting was called to order at 7 p.m. by Lynch. Pledge of the flag, roll call, Abraham, Lynch, Urick, and Kish were present. Also in attendance, Case Marsh, G. Lynch, L. Ashley, B. Tamus, D. Stacknick, N. Stacknick. 8/125, a motion by Lynch, seconded by Urick, to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 22nd, 2025 is read. All ayes. 8/225, a motion by Lynch, seconded by Urick, move to approve the financial reports and payment of items on the payment listing as presented. All ayes. Fiscal officer reported she has not heard back from the individual taking Michael's position from the state auditor's office. Also reported that we received the second half property taxes just today. Welcome and audience concerns. N. Stacknick, resident located where the widening of Overland Road was done for sandstone, and is inquiring when the Lorain County engineer will be coming back to complete repair work to the properties affected. 8/30/25, a motion by Lynch, seconded by Urick, move to enter into executive session at 7:14 per Ohio Revised Code 122.21G3 to confer with the Lorain County prosecutor concerning disputes involving the public body regarding annexation that are the subject of pending or imminent court action, and per RC 122.21G8 to consider confidential information related to the marketing plans of an applicant for economic development assistance and to negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance. Roll call was all ayes. Under 8/425, a motion by Lynch, seconded by Abraham, move to return to the regular meeting from the executive session at 8:47 p.m. All ayes. Under correspondence, Department of Commerce Class C and D alcoholic beverage permit renewals. Under reports, Zoning Board of Zoning Appeals has 2 upcoming meetings on August 20th. M&K Truck Center has conditional use scheduled, and August 27th an area variance for a new home at 48107 North Ridge Road. Under roads, cemeteries, and parks, all regular maintenance running smooth. Burial Friday at Kendig, working on OPWC for Hidden Valley concrete repair, due September 5th. Looking at a section of Deepwood Lane going uphill towards Foxtail, or the intersection of Foxtail and Deepwood Lane. Working with Sean Dufala at the engineer's office, who mentioned there might be some additional dollars available for township road projects. Senior Services, Township Administrator, NOPEC Energized Community Grant dollars, $2,958 that has to be used by 11/30/2025. Kevin has looked at some rechargeable road equipment, which does qualify. Our new copier also qualifies due to the Energy Star rating. So we will be using the dollars that need to be spent, plus some of the additional dollars in escrow. The AED boxes are up and running, and we're still waiting on a couple of the Athletic League park lease contracts. Quarry Creek drainage issues. Residents over on Middle Ridge and Race Road are concerned with drainage issues that have become a problem again, starting the steps to see what can be done with Stormwater Management District. Under complaints are being handled by the designated individual. Under new business, 8/5/25, a motion by Lynch, seconded by Abraham, move to appoint a representative of the township to the Board of Trustees of the Rural Lorain County Water Authority. All ayes. The next regularly scheduled meeting will be Tuesday, August 26, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Amherst Township Hall. A work session to discuss 2026 OPWC Round 40 projects and 2026 Chip and Seal program will take place on August 14, 2025 at 7:30 a.m. here at the Amherst Township Hall. 8/6/25, a motion by Abraham, seconded by Urick, move to adjourn at 9:17 p.m. All ayes.
Are there any changes or corrections to the August 12th meeting minutes? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Lynch?
Yes.
Urick?
Yes.
Okay, then I have the financial reports, the payment listing. Everything is pretty much standard monthly payments. One payroll is in there. And the second quarter Amherst Fire Department is in there. So we've paid them for the fourth quarter, the first and the second quarter.
Yeah, the fourth from the previous year.
Correct. We're always a month or a quarter basically behind. So, I don't have, David still got my reports.
I was going to say, that's one thing I was going to bring up. Those were, and then I got behind on stuff here.
The revenue to date is $1,494,248.82. And our year-to-date expenditures are $806,894.44. That's the financial portion.
Before you go forward, Chris, we can do this as two separate ones. And are there any questions on the financials there, David?
What's Gold Star Products?
Gold Star was a new
That was,
patch you were using.
Yeah, a patch.
Oh, okay.
You didn't like it.
Like, that's what we were using, okay.
Anything else?
No, that's just, I just didn't recognize that.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to approve the finance reports and the payments of the items on the payment listing as specified in the documents provided by the fiscal officer.
I will second.
Lynch?
Yes.
Euring? Then you also?
Yes.
Thank you. Then you also have the credit card report where all the expenditures and all receipts are accounted for.
I'm going to make a motion that the credit card account transaction detail has been reviewed per policy and the card statement is accepted as presented, subject to investigation.
I will second.
Lynch?
Yes.
Euring?
Yes.
What's the number on that?
That
Chris?
is 8-9.
No.
No.
That
Oh,
would
what
be-
did you,
We
yeah.
had that work session.
Okay, so you need to
with-
let me know what,
That was one, there was one motion there that would have been 8-7.
okay, so I'm starting with 8-8.
And then we would start this meeting at 8-8.
Okay, so
That'd be
then that is
8-9,
8-10.
8-10.
And that's the one thing, Chris, though those minutes were pretty short on the meeting on the road situation with the residents there, you really should get a copy of those minutes. Those weren't sent to you? Okay, I'll make sure that they are. When I leave, I think I've got the email from Morgan. I'll just forward that over to you.
I'll just email her and ask her for,
Okay.
that I need a copy for the records.
Okay.
And the only other thing I have is that I've still not heard back from State Auditor's Office.
You said you're going to be running into the next audit, and we
I
don't
am.
have anything written on the previous one.
I am.
All right, is there anything else, Chris?
That is all I have.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone in attendance. If you have anything to bring before the trustees, please raise your hand. And Terry, I know we know you, but if you just state your name and your address for the record.
Terry Watson, 48248 Tina Lane.
Okay. Got that, Chris? Okay, and there's something you have to bring forward? Or?
Yes, I want to talk about, it was brought up at the last meeting, drainage problems on Rice Road.
Yes,
My brother and I, and my family farm.
yeah, there was Rice and Middle Ridge.
Yeah, I was wondering what the purpose of that was, of bringing that up. You brought up also talking about a survey and engineers, and you did make some comments that were not true during that presentation as well. The first one being you said that in 2011, nothing was done about the problem, when in fact quite a bit was done about it, and I know thousands were spent cleaning out the ditch. Also, the engineers said they were very happy with it and made comments about even Baru, who cleaned it out, if he would be willing to, was it profile it?
Yeah, can I speak?
Go right ahead.
You have to use the microphone, Bob, so it gets recorded.
Yeah,
And Bob, just state your name, so Chris, I don't know if Chris knows you or not.
my name's Robert Thomas, 48321 Rice Road. We, my mother paid, the property line was in the middle of the ditch, as I recall. My mother paid to clean out her side. The adjoining property owners paid their share to clean out theirs. I spoke with the engineer's office, with the contractor and my mom, and I can't think of the guy's name, but I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it because I'm not sure. I believe he's retired today. But he made the comment that it would help. He actually acted very happy that we were taking it on ourselves, as I recall. This was years ago. And he asked if I believe he actually asked the contractor if it was okay if he had it profiled. In other words, where they surveyed it. And he said, I just remember him saying that they would do that because this would help a lot of people out. So the ditch was actually surveyed, and it was done to their specifications and cleaned out. And the water problem that I recall at the time was on the south side of Middle Ridge Road where the creek runs against the turnpike. Their backyards were getting water. As far as I know, that's all resolved. This issue or whatever you're talking about now, I actually walked that creek yesterday, and I saw foliage and that in it, but I'm sure to look at it, it's open. So I don't, if there's an issue back there, and obviously there is, I don't believe it has anything to do with the creek.
Yeah, I think, Bob,
But tiling.
with that's why it's got to be surveyed to find out exactly what the problem is, because I can
Why
tell
would you-
you.
why would
Bob,
you-
can I finish speaking first? I let you speak.
Go ahead.
When I went over there, the yards are flooded. I showed up with the county to take a look at it. They are flooded. So to say that there isn't a problem and then say there's a problem. I can't say what the problem is. That's why someone has to look at it. The county engineer did not have somebody available, so they have outsourced it. To my knowledge, they have not surveyed it yet. And so we just have to wait till we get something objective coming in. As far as if you did do work in 2011, that's great. I wish I knew which engineer said that it was good, because at this point it hasn't alleviated the problem for the flooding of where the original complaint came from. And if you recall, going way back when, the township did apply for grant funds that were available at that time to help with it, but then the residents asked us not to complete that grant application because they were going to, as you've indicated, take care of the problem on their own. Well, now we've had the residents come back to us saying, is there anything you can do, because they can't see where they can do anything more than what they've done already. So until it's actually surveyed by an engineer, I can't tell you what the solution's going to be.
Who were the residents that are complaining about the water?
The residents along Middle Ridge and Rice Road, I think, Chris, we had the listing here at the last meeting, I believe, but if that listing's there, you can take a look at it, as long as it's not something where you're going to be harassing people, if you just want to know, but they're residents that live there. If you walk over
Excuse
to
me,
those
the
yards,
listing
you're
of the
going to
names
see
that
the
you had?
flooded yards.
I've actually talked to some of the people on the list, and you actually have my mother's name on there. And they didn't indicate there was any problem.
Oh, then you saw the list.
Yes.
That list was not of the residents that complained. That was the list of property owners that are along the drainage course, because those are the individuals that would have to be contacted. Because, if a surveyor's coming on their property, they want to talk with those people. And that's all that's listed on the auditor's website. That's where we got the information. I know your mom's passed. I knew your mom. But we have to list it the way it's listed on the auditor's website.
And you're saying that a resident said that they thought the flooding was because of, and it's not Quarry Creek, it's a ditch, but that it was because of the ditch and not because of broken tile? Because if you look at the map, where the original tile is, there's a pond put in one part of it. There's a barn put in another part of it. I believe a horse was buried in another part. So those tiles are being broke, and those residents who have broken tiles know they have broken tiles. That's not a ditch problem, that's a tile problem.
I guess, Terry, with this, I'm not the one that walked that area. We're going to wait till the professionals do it, and then you can debate with them. Obviously, you have a disagreement. You might think you know what the area is, but this is what I saw with my own eyes. The yards are flooded. And I know that because of where the structures are, where they've got their propane tanks, I know that there would have been a time they would have been able to use those yards at one time. They cannot now. Now, residents come and asked us for help, just as if you came and asked for help. And if it's within our authority to help, we will. If it's not our authority, we're going to have that go to the people that have that authority. Right now, this is not flooding our roads. The county commissioners are responsible for drainage. So that's why we contacted the county engineer on behalf of our residents to take a look at it. But we told them again, we weren't going to get involved in going through any grant applications on their behalf and spending a lot of effort to only have it pulled back later. So they understand that. So until we get the details, I don't see where we can debate it, because then it's just one opinion over another opinion. I don't have an opinion till I see the data from the engineer.
So, okay, a couple things then. I thought that water drainage and that covered it from the road, not from somebody's property, backyard property. I thought that the township trustees mainly dealt with water drainage that involved the road. Am I incorrect with that? I would like to know.
I think maybe I didn't speak clearly. I just said the township's authority is the drainage of the roads. This is not causing an issue for our roads. Off the roads, the drainage is responsible of the Lorraine County Board of Commissioners. So on behalf of our residents, we contacted Don Romankak, who is the director of Lorraine County Stormwater District and reports directly to the Lorraine County Board of Commissioners. And then he went and contacted Lorraine County engineer to arrange this to be surveyed. So our position is to help our residents that are asking for help, but we are not the ones going in there and doing the work. So the first thing is identify what the problem is. Obviously, you've got your opinion of what it is, but until an engineer gets back there and surveys it, we have to wait till we see the specifics and what the recommendation would be for correcting the situation. But I guess I don't understand. We've been asked to help some residents. Are you here to debate that we shouldn't try and do that?
No, I guess we're residents too. I don't think you're doing this to help us.
no,
Or we
you
probably
have-
would have
you're
been
saying you have
contacted
no
before you, please don't interrupt me, I didn't interrupt you. And again, when you put the slideshow up, when I watched the video, you pointed to our farm, you said it was a mess. That farm has never been,
stop right
you're
there.
interrupting
You're
me
saying stuff
again
that's not
right now.
true.
I asked you to
We've
have
got
the
the
respect
video,
not to
Terry.
interrupt me.
I'm
I
not
did
gonna
not
have you
interrupt
state
you.
lies, Terry.
Well, I'll let you talk if you want to be rude.
I said it's a mess.
You did. You pointed to it with a cursor.
Okay, I'm
The
gonna
computer
go
was
back
up,
and review
and you
that,
said, "This
Terry."
is all a big mess here."
Okay, I said your property's a mess?
You pointed to the farm property. You put you had Georgianne put the
Okay,
cursor
Terry, is
on
there
it.
something
That
else you
property
got
has
that we
never
can-
been a
is there
mess.
something we can do to help you?
Yes.
What can we do to help you?
What would help first is to do the job of the Amherst trustee, not above what you are. When we talked to the attorney, he was confused as to why you were even approaching this. And I said, well, he is running for reelection, so maybe
Terry,
he's
that's enough.
maybe
This has
he's
nothing to do with
campaigning and
the
he's trying to get
re-election.
votes. I don't
So you
know.
came here
Because
because
then
you
you
have a-
referred
your
to
son
it
is
as,
running
oh,
for
there's a
election.
well-known
That's why you're
person on
here.
this list as well.
Okay, Terry, I've had enough. Is there something we can do to help you?
I just told you, your job.
I'm
do
doing
your
my
job.
job. You are trying to get somebody else
No,
in here.
I'm-
Yes, it is.
you are
Terry,
not doing your job.
You just called it because I'm running for election. Let's
You
call it
are,
the way it
yes.
is.
So
is
I
your
want
son,
you to
right?
do your
So
job.
is your
That's
son,
it. I
Terry.
want you to get your job
I've had
done.
enough, Terry. Is there something we can do to help you?
I just told you what you can do.
I'm doing my job.
Yes,
I
and
will
not
go
interfere
over,
in
above
business
and
that
beyond
does
to do
not
my
concern
job to
you.
help our residents,
Can I talk?
as
You
I
know?
always have.
Can I-
No,
David,
that's
you have something
just
to
not
say to
true.
Terry?
Can I talk?
Right.
The people who have the water issues, are those people that actually adjoin the creek, or are they away from the creek?
Define where the creek is, because they've
I
got
mean, the
drainage.
people.
It's not a creek, it's a ditch.
Okay, creek or ditch, whatever you're calling it. The people who are having the issue, do they actually have access to the creek, or the people who have the issue, are they away from the creek, where they don't even have access to it?
They got the way, there was a gentleman that's not with the county stormwater district anymore, Bob. He went out there, not a detailed survey, but walked it. They've got some drainage areas and tiles in their area, but they aren't actually, to my knowledge, they don't have the creek running through their yard. It may be buried. I don't know the details.
Okay.
Again,
Are you aware-
you saw what was presented at the meeting.
Yes.
That is the aerial overhead. It also shows what the topos are. Beyond that, what's underground, that still needs to be checked. So until the survey is done, and this will be a county project, I can't tell you what the solution is going to be.
I'm not asking you about a solution. I'm asking you the people who have an issue with water. Do they have access to the creek, or don't they have access?
By access, you mean with drainage tile
I
underground?
mean, does a creek run through their property?
I don't believe that for these ones that it did. But you're asking me things that I don't have the information here. Had you given me a chance ahead of
Well,
time?
you said you had a meeting
Well, we
out
weren't
there.
told ahead of time.
Yeah,
No, wait a minute.
I wasn't told about any of this.
Wait a minute. The group was the people that had the complaint. And it was get the county in, so they were meeting with the right people. That's our involvement.
But if somebody isn't connected to the creek,
No.
and they have an issue, isn't that a civil issue?
It could be, but they also have the option, there's what's called a ditch petition. Again, that's before the Board of Commissioners. Any one resident can go ahead and file for a ditch petition, then there'll be public hearings held by the Board of Commissioners, and it doesn't matter if you border the creek, it will then be, the engineer will do a complete survey, both the topos and the type of soils that are there in the hydrology, and what they'll end up doing is determining what the cost would be for correcting the situation, and then what the assessment would be on all the property owners that drain in the ditch, whether you border the ditch or not. That's in the statute.
You can't. I don't believe you can force a property owner to give you an easement, another property owner, but I'm not a lawyer either.
Yeah, well, I'm not either, but I'm telling, you asked me,
I know.
and I'm answering you that then it's the Board of Commissioners and there is a process. David, you have a comment?
No, just, there is such a thing, Bob, as a ditch petition, and a property owner, and I think even one property owner could file a ditch petition, and the county commissioners would have to decide on it. Usually they look for a majority, but if you've got like 10 property owners and 9 sign and 1 doesn't, they can still go ahead with the project if the commissioners deem that it's beneficial to the area. It could be done. That's a ditch petition.
So if there's, say, a lot of water pouring off of new homes built along Rice Road, flooding the road onto the other side of the property, we could, in effect, sign a ditch petition and ask you guys to put a ditch in to drain all of those properties to the road? I mean, to a ditch before all that water hits the road, is what you're saying?
I think if you're part of the watershed and you're being affected by water that's backing up, you could initiate a ditch petition.
Okay.
I believe you could.
The other thing, you said funding became available. I was wondering where the funding came from?
Lorraine County Stormwater District?
Yeah, stormwater has some funding available, and some smaller projects, they have what's called a mini grant, and those tend to be more temporary.
And you don't need to write grants for that.
Yeah. But that is, those are available, I believe.
I just want to
Mini
add,
grant.
oh, I'm sorry.
What I'm aware of, I have to look at.
So the
exact
purpose of the
project.
survey, if I understand right, is to find a solution for 3 property owners that are not adjacent to our family farm, that do not even touch our family farm. You said you thought 3 of them, I think, or did I misunderstand that?
I have to look at that. I know that in the past.
What the purpose of it is?
There's been complaints about water in the back, and I remember some coming in, and they were at Rice Road, and it was the properties east of you, and I want to say.
It was, somebody was
more
putting a
toward-
pool in the backyard
Yeah,
and
Terry, it
digging
was
up their
more-
yard and it flooded.
More toward where the woods are, where trees are.
Yeah,
the tree portion, and I guess it's gotten all grown up back there, the way it sounded.
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
They were
beyond
putting a
that.
pool in back there, and the next 2 neighbors' yards were really flooded deeply at that point.
You've got old drainage courses, and you, like you said, old tiles, and that whole area there probably needs to be looked at and find out where.
Well,
where
we
the
can't-
water
yeah,
coming
some of
from,
it-
where it should be going, and why isn't it going there? Is it old tiles? Is it
Or a
an old
wetland,
ditch?
you know.
Something like
Wetlands
that.
can't be drained.
That needs to be looked at and and come up with a solution as far as that goes.
Okay.
But
I just, from walking that ditch that we had cleaned out and everything, I did it yesterday, and I'm not an authority, but I don't think there's any problem at all with the ditch. There's foliage in it now this fall. When the leaves come down, it'll be all open where you can see it better. But I looked at it yesterday, and I try to leave a border there, like a riparian border for the, for the farm, so it holds it all together. But I think, and I'm only guessing at this, I don't think it's if I had to guess, I don't think it's a problem with the creek at all. I think there's a tile problem.
It might be.
And I think over the years, people put in barns, put in ponds,
You done?
buried animals, or big holes, and I actually heard stories about where there's tile everywhere. And unfortunately, I think, and I'm only guessing, from the hearsay, that a couple of residents might have destroyed their drainage. So now you have a situation, if that's true, where you have water that has nowhere to go.
so to speak, they've dammed it all up. They've dammed it all up.
I don't know for a fact. Like I said, I think that the tile's been blocked.
So it's probably a good idea. that
Broken and not
somebody checks it,
repaired.
Right?
Huh?
It's probably a good idea that somebody checks it.
Well, I have another question. So all of those people have to
Right,
agree
Bob?
to have
You
a
agree?
survey
It's probably best to have somebody
whose names
check
were
it.
on the list?
Pardon?
No, the tile, the drainage, the whole situation. No one's going there just to check the ditch.
That's the way it came across.
Well, that's the
That's
way
the way it came across.
you took it.
That's the way
No.
everybody saw
Well,
it.
again.
That's the way you presented it.
No, we're presenting here that there's a drainage issue. We made it clear, it does not impact our roads, that it's going to be the Board of Commissioners. We put the residents in touch with the right people, and it's just the beginning of the process.
I'm not quoting, but basically what I heard was something along the lines of, it was going to be cleaned out years ago, but there was a cost. The cost
Nothing.
was not an issue. There was a cost issue. We thought we could get it done cheaper, and it never got done. It got done, and it got done well.
Well, that's good if it
It
got
got done, and it got done well.
Okay, well then something else has to be done, and once it gets checked out by the right people with the right credentials, they'll make the recommendation.
And do all the people on the list have to agree to have their property surveyed? What if people don't agree to have it surveyed?
Well, I suppose if you want to resist it, you can. You own the property. If there's no easement to go across it, that's up to you.
But they go with topo maps, items like that. Look at, see which way is the water flowing. And like I said, why isn't the water flowing that way?
It's,
You
don't
know,
have
whether
nowhere
it's
to go.
broken
That's
tiles
what it
all
is.
along
Just
the
don't
other,
have-
the one lots, or,
If you destroy a tile, just ponds and it has nowhere to go.
Right.
If that's
Well,
what- if
there's
that's
nothing
what-
we can do, Bob, till it's checked out. So I think at this point, we're in an impasse. You know, we made it clear who has the authority for that drainage. That group, county, has been contacted.
Who's been contacted?
The county, through their
The county
stormwater
commissioners,
district,
you
because the
said.
county commissioners have the authority.
Because when I went out to the county office last week, they made it sound like they don't get involved with,
What county office? Who'd you speak with?
no, not even about, well, it was about this, but they said that they do roads.
They who?
They do roads.
They who?
I have his card, but I don't know his name.
Well, to say something like that, I don't know who you were talking with. I told you who I spoke with, Don
Because I went out
Romanchak.
there, because I went out there because.
Well, didn't he go in the back to talk to the guy that Neil just talked about?
Don Romanchak is the director of Lorraine County Stormwater District. I've dealt with him.
No.
Don then told county engineer Pete Sawick, and as I told you, they've outsourced it now because the county engineer didn't have time. I don't recall the name of the organization they've outsourced it to. But if you...
Do they outsource a lot of the jobs now then?
I don't know, that's a question for the county. Why don't you contact Don Romanchak directly, Terry? But I don't think there's anything more we can do here. I think we've been pretty clear as to what's going on. It's obvious you're upset and disagree, and you've got a right to do that, but to come in and say...
Well, I'm upset
No, Terry, wait,
because,
stop,
I'm
Terry.
upset because
Terry, keep
you said
interrupting.
nothing was done, which
Okay,
was
Terry.
far from the truth.
Well, if that was said...
And I knew a lot
that's
was done.
corrected. But to come in here and say
But to
that
make
we're
it look
only
like
doing
we're
this because
irresponsible
we're
and nothing was
Terry,
done
I've had
when
enough.
it was.
Terry, we're done. Unless
Yes,
you've
we
got
are.
something
Yes,
specific
we
we
are.
can address, we're done.
Oh, it's, thank you.
You're just here for politics, that's being clear.
I'm not here for politics. I'm here to
what it
set a
is.
record straight.
Okay.
Something was done.
Takes it off.
We're done, Terry.
The ditch was done. It was done well. The engineer said it was done well.
No.
You
no,
said,
He was happy.
you said nothing was done, that it all basically fell by the wayside. That was not true.
I didn't see the engineer after
It was done in a very responsible, well-done way, the way my mother did most things.
He was happy that we were taking it on ourselves to
You just don't remember who that was, though.
I can't swear
I
to
wanna
it,
say it begins with H.
but I cannot swear to it.
Okay.
Not pulling this out of the air, but it seemed like his name might have been Holzman. But it's been so many years, I don't know. The reason I went out to the
Yeah.
county office was because when the ditch was profiled, and I could be wrong because this is so many years ago, I thought that that somebody said, it might have been a contractor, maybe they didn't say it, but I thought they said that when they profile it like that when they're done, when they do the work, there's something on file somewhere where it's like it's documented, so they can go back and look and say, this was done at this point in time. And I did stop at the engineer's office and ask about that, but they didn't
Was there an easement on it, Bob?
they didn't have a clue.
If there's no easement, and that would be in the recorder's office, there's nothing that's going to be
Because
maintained.
I went there to ask about the paper, if it was on file or whatever, and I think he was like right underneath Carney, but he didn't know anything about it, and I went to soil, what's that by the airport, Soil and Water?
Yeah, soil and
I
water.
went in the office in there and asked them, and she said she would look, but they didn't act like they knew what I was talking about.
If you had this done by a private contractor and it wasn't a county project,
No.
and there's no easement,
No.
how are they going to have anything?
I thought they said that.
Okay.
I don't know. But it was profiled, that's what they call it, and they put the sticks in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it was done, I saw it. The engineer, when we talked to them, this was before it was done, he acted very happy to me about we were actually going to do this, But I don't recall seeing him after the work was done. But it was done, I mean, in my opinion, we did a really good job. Wasn't cheap, but it was well worth the money.
Okay.
I walked, like I said, I walked through there yesterday. I saw foliage and that. And in the fall, when the leaves come down, most of that should be gone. But it was definitely open. And I mean, I see bridges and that along the creek in places outside Amherst even where the tile looked much smaller than, you know, the creek, that creek will handle, that ditch will handle way more money or more water than some of those.
You're talking going into Brownhelm Township, going to the west?
Yeah, and I've never even been back there. I'm saying just driving through, you know, you see a couple tile and that, and I think. But I thought from watching that meeting that the blame was all going on that ditch, and it, I don't think.
We don't know what it is, but we gotta wait until it gets checked.
But my personal guess, and it's a guess, is somebody's got a tile issue.
Well, we'll find out, but ultimately that ditch is the outfall for draining that area.
Hopefully ditch is what?
I said the ditch is probably the outfall for draining that area, even if there's tile. You know, whether the tile's filled up, the tile's broken, you know, whatever's happened.
But that's,
Isn't there a tile cross, does a tile cross your property to get to that ditch from those properties to the east? I don't have a map in front of me, I can't.
up in the corner, there's a real little main, maybe like 5 feet. Up in the very corner. I mean, it's like, from the lot to the creek, it's like a 5-foot jump. I mean, from what I recall, I haven't looked at it in a while.
Yeah, I have pictures of where the
Okay,
tile runs.
okay.
But I'm not sure that
They're on the
that's,
site.
I'm not sure that that's the main that would even, I'm guessing it is, but I'm not even sure that that's the main that ties into that tile. But I found some stuff online, and I'm sure maybe you guys looked at it and don't even recall it. But maybe you want to take a look at this. It would explain a lot, I think. But I thought from watching the video, or the last meeting, that all the blame was being put on the ditch. And I don't think that's a culprit here.
You mean the main line? The main line?
The 816
Yeah,
feet that we had
yeah. I
cleaned
call that
out.
the main line. I think, yeah. I understand.
Years ago,
I
when it was-
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, years ago when it was cleaned out, people on the south side of Middle Ridge, because that ditch goes across the road and it runs right along the turnpike for a ways. And I know some of those people, and they said the water was coming way up in the backyard. And apparently that alleviated all that. So, never heard anything after that. But,
Well,
yeah.
we'll see what happens. I'm sure you'll hear if anything has to deal with your property or not, Bob.
I haven't heard anything, though. I stumbled across this online. Nobody called me and told me anything. You talked about some of those names on that list. I've talked to a couple of those people, and either they don't even know what I'm talking about, or they vaguely have heard something about it. But that's where that's at.
Okay.
Well, one, to close, at least, get off that topic, but just personally, I just like to express my condolences on the passing of your mom.
Yeah.
I saw that in the paper, and I didn't get a chance to say or anything to you to visit, but I wanted to let you know I saw that, and I was saddened, and, you know, I'm gonna miss her. I'm definitely gonna miss her.
Thank you.
Mary, Bob, and, but I wanted to express that. The first chance I got happens to be at a meeting, but I will,
I know she
part of the
thought a
meeting,
lot of
express my
you.
condolences.
Yeah. That's about it.
Okay.
I would like to be kept very informed about what's going on with this.
Can you leave your, I'm not sure if I've got your number,
And
Bob.
I do have an attorney taking care of this, or we, I guess, have an attorney who's watching all this. I guess you'd use the words watching. To at least find out what's going on. All right.
Alrighty.
I hope it works out for everybody.
Well, Bob, how are we going to inform you unless you leave your contact information?
I did.
Oh, you,
No, I
okay.
didn't. Why, you put a phone number on here?
No, if you can
Oh, yeah,
just,
the public record, you don't want.
I'll give you my phone number, but I don't want to say it.
okay.
Everybody in the county gets
You
it.
can just write it on a piece of paper, and can you hand it to Ryan right to your left? Because otherwise, I've got no way of getting a hold of you.
Yeah, I'll give that. You might have it. I'll give you one to both.
Thomas is a common name. I've got a lot of Thomases.
Yeah.
And Bob, I would suggest that you give Don Romanchak a call also, because this being handled through the county, you know, things can happen. I'm not going to be aware of it. So I would definitely make sure you reach out to Don Romanchak.
Can I come up there?
Don
Yeah.
Romanchek?
I want to, I don't want it's public, but I want to show them something while I'm up there.
Yeah, Don's number, which is public, is 440-328-2325. His email address is D for Don, Romanchak, which is spelled ROMANCAK, at loraincounty.us. I would definitely reach out to him, because again, things can be happening and we aren't going to be aware of it. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I got your number, I think. Is that it? Yeah. It's on my caller ID. It's on my
The
caller
one with the
ID.
tile, Bob?
It's on my caller ID.
Yeah, can I show you something?
Sure.
You want to see it?
What? Yeah, go ahead. What?
Found this online. There's a lot, don't it? There's a couple others there. And I believe, if this is correct, I believe most of their problems.
This is the boundary, this is Brown Hill.
Yeah, we can, yeah, this here's without it. There's actually, there's actually a barn. You can't see it in that picture.
Oh, here it's showing quarry ditch, right here.
Yeah.
So which barn are you talking about?
Okay, you see.
This is the same
I can really- You see how it
Except
runs
that
there
the
now?
color was not as good.
No,
But
that's
there's
Here,
the tile.
Right here.
There's the tile, and you can see like the circles where a pond is.
Oh, that's not
Over
on here?
there.
You can, it
There's a horse
didn't show in the
area over
picture.
there.
I'm sure if you got Google Maps or something, you can see it.
Where's, is this your field?
But I'm just saying.
This is our field.
It's
We
kind
have
of-
it right
Okay,
here.
okay.
Okay.
This is our field.
I
And
would
that's-
guess this
and
is.
Where's the ditch
You
at?
see it this way,
Ditch
too.
is-
Here, see, here's our field.
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
stormwater
here's
district.
the
Have you ever seen
tile.
that before?
Here's the tile.
Not this particular one, but I know how to get there.
Okay.
No, but I mean. it's-
Okay. It's my
No, I
understanding
haven't seen
people were
those
saying
photos.
something about,
This
something
is-
back up in here. And it sounded like it was all
If it's
grown
Well,
up.
this is rice
it's
over
right.
here.
Yeah, Rice Road,
Okay,
these houses
okay,
back
so
in here, the new ones.
The
Something about getting,
only ones over there
take
would
care.
be like Campana, Sanders,
Yeah,
and they're
I
not
think it was
attached
them.
to
It
the
was- sounds like
property
it
at
was
all.
some of these.
No, this is, no, and we've talked to these people. It's not these.
No, it's not Burgos or, it's right there.
There's Bartolotta, there's Bergdorf.
Bergdorf.
All right.
Okay,
David, we're going to
anyway.
have to get back into our meeting here.
All right. Gotcha. This is where you talk about that 5 foot at.
this is where the tile is coming.
Yeah,
This is all
okay,
tile
okay.
right here.
Answer
And
it.
it's all labeled. It has the ditch, it has Middle Ridge Rice. It's pretty clear, if you get a chance.
Was there another tile that went off this way?
I don't have that picture with me. I don't think so, though. I don't remember one going over that way.
Yeah, David, can we get back to the meeting?
Yes, we may.
I mean, if you're
You
not
want these or
those, you want to take
You
those
can
to the
keep
county?
those, you can look at those later.
Wait a minute, you got this down. Do you need that? Don Romanek.
Oh, that one will help.
You take a look at, okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to correspondence announcements. Chris?
I have none.
David?
I have nothing to bring forward at this time.
Okay, I've got 3 items, mainly because the township newsletter will be going out, and people always want to know about trick or treat. It will be on Sunday, October 26th, from 1 to 3 p.m. And also, and I put in your packet, this actually just came today, the NOPEC General Assembly meeting will be at 10:30 on November 18th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Twinsburg. They did give the option here with a hyperlink to send in a proxy in the event that you don't show up, and what they want is the communities to always default, since there's 245 communities that are part of it, to fill out the proxy in case something happens and you aren't there, that someone can vote on your behalf. So since we've got Elyria Mayor Kevin Brubaker represents Lorain County on NOPEC board, is I put the note in that if someone doesn't show up, I do plan on attending, but if something happens, that Kevin Brubaker is authorized to vote on our behalf. And essentially what they'll be doing is the new board members coming up and approving the minutes from last year's meeting, and then the budget for the future year, the 2026 proposed budget. Those are the 3 key items they'll vote on. And then last is Lorain County Farm Bureau and Lorain Soil and Water Conservation District annual meeting will be on Thursday, September 11th at 5:30 p.m. at the Wellington Eagles. That's also, though, the same night as the Lorco meeting, so I definitely will not be attending. So, David, if you're interested, by all means, go ahead and attend.
Lorco?
No, I'll be at Lorco, but the Farm Bureau and Lorain Soil and Water, they have their annual meeting the same night as Lorco.
What's the date on that again?
I did put a copy in your packet there,
Okay.
but it is Thursday, September 11th, 5:30 p.m. at the Wellington Eagles, 631 South Main Street. Okay? And that's it for announcements. We'll move on. The ambulance board meeting in November, that date has not been set yet. Zoning, Ryan Valentin.
As of the month of August, we have 5 permits. Year to date, we're at $68,721.81. That's all I have for today.
Okay. And you did see, David, for the park fee now, there's a total there for this year of $11,500. Okay, we also do have, there was the Board of Zoning Appeals met on August 20th. That was with M&K Trucking. That's the former Mullinex on the east side of State Route 58. The Board of Zoning Appeals did approve the M&K Trucking conditional use. So they will be bringing in they'll have a repair shop there in addition to the sale of the trucks. There's also on tomorrow, August 27th at 6 p.m. is the side yard variance request for a homeowner that will be a future homeowner at 48107 North Ridge Road to avoid a wetland area. He wants to move the house to one side. Doesn't appear that there's going to be any objection from adjoining property owners here. And I think, David, you'll have to look at the details, but I think it was going from 20 feet to like 14 feet, some inches or something that he wanted to do. Again, just to stay out of the wet area, and then that way he'd also have the treed area there. He'd preserve that wooded area. Well, I don't have it, but you can look it up. 48107 is the lot. So if you look on the auditor's website, you just type in 48107 North Ridge Road, you'll see the adjoining property owners.
It said something on your website about sawmill or something.
Sawmill.
It said a variance hearing, and it was for the property around the corner from Tina Lane, and it said some artesian saw works or something like that I saw. But this is to move a house from one side of the property to the other.
This is to construct a new home.
There's 2 new homes there.
I don't know what you're referring to, Terry. I'm talking about 48107 North Ridge Road.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, property, like where that backs up. There's
Georgianne, can you call up the auditor's website? We're going to give a little bit more time here, but, you know, we've got a meeting to run. It seems like you've got a lot of questions that could have been, pardon?
I would need to go into recess. I got things to move on.
Okay, then we're not going to do it.
Okay,
Terry,
is
I
that one
can't,
being approved today, or is that something that is just being talked
the
about?
only one I can tell you that I just announced tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. here at the Amherst Township Hall. So you can attend that meeting if you'd like.
Thank you.
48107.
Okay, roads, parks, and cemetery, Superintendent Smarsh?
I spoke with Dave Brown from Gled Hill. Our truck's not close. And he did not have a timeline on it. A bunch of customers are breathing down his back. His hands are tied.
Including you.
Yep, and I've been on him for the past couple of weeks. Every week to a week and a half, I'm calling him just to see where it's at. So, and that was as of today.
Okay.
Spoke with Chris from Sandstone Excavating, and he's going to start the Rustic Hill concrete replacement. It'll be the second week of September. He's on a county job as we speak, and that's what's kind of put a delay in why he hadn't been able to start at the end of August. We received the estimate for the deep wood concrete replacement, and Linda and I now are going to be crunching on that, doing that OPWC grant application.
And I did, Kevin, so you're aware that Dave and Chris would see it as I included that estimate for them, but, you know, that's not the one that goes out publicly since they had that change in the statute, but just so they can see, you know, where the project area is and the approximate cost at this point in time. Okay, and as everybody's aware, there's no guarantee we'll get any funding for this, but we're definitely going to be applying for it.
Sure. As you see the dollar signs, would it be a good idea that we do definitely fill out for both of them? You think that's going to be within our reach?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with both of them, it'll definitely be, because you know how it is, we're going to have the combination of the loan and grant in there, because that's the only way for these small projects within a subdivision where we can actually receive any funds. And any funds is better than no funds.
Sure.
And even with these, it'll be a 20-year payback. And as I showed at the special meeting we had last Thursday, you can see we're going to have some of those previous loans dropping off.
Yes.
And as long as the loan time period is less than the useful life of the project, you get it paid off before you have to redo it again. So, and it's 0% interest, you know, you can't beat it. But,
Okay.
but those are definitely in our reach, and also, as I explained at that meeting Thursday, we don't have what you've heard people refer to as the ARPA hangover. We don't have that at the township. One, we didn't get as much. You know, the way I see it, we got half of what we should have received.
Sure.
But when the federal government changed the regulations where people that received under 10 million, which we were obviously nowhere close to that, is that we could use it for ongoing expenses. What that did was allowed us to pretty much save that money so you could plan longer term, because Chris spent all the money already from ARPA for like a regular routine business, so like salaries and whatnot. So even if you look at the financials, we've essentially now reserved that funding so we can do these projects. And that's what I was trying to explain to the residents that came in Thursday, that yes, we do have some funding now, but we still want to leverage as much of that other grant money as we can.
Yes.
So hopefully we get approved, but we won't know till we get it up, filled out. And you know, September 5th's the deadline. When you get, I'll start fussing around with some numbers too, but when you guys get close, we'll then prove the mixture between grant, loan versus our contribution, so we can try and get the highest point score based on the scoring criteria. Okay?
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay. David, do you have any questions for Kevin then?
No, I think the only question I had was on Rustic Hill, and he answered that, so.
Okay. Yeah, and this gives you two. You've got the specifics. I know at the meeting Thursday, you're asking for the location. If you look at it,
Yeah.
it's pretty specific here on the estimates. Okay.
Got it.
So with that, we do have an order of business to apply for this grant. And Kevin, this will be, the way I wrote this was in general, just saying Hidden Valley Concrete Project. So it'll be the same resolution for both grant applications. So it's, this is a resolution of authorization to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or Local Transportation Improvement Program and execute contracts as required. And I'm not going to read through all the details, but it just says Amherst Township Chairperson Neil Lynch, Road Superintendent Kevin Smarsh, Township Administrator Linda Ashley are hereby authorized to apply at the OPWC for funds as directed above for road reconstruction, resurfacing, and improvement in order to prevent further road damage caused by poor surface drainage, and to sign any agreements required for the project. Then they do require the chairperson, obviously, to sign all documentation. And Chris, once we have it done, you'll just have to, as in the past, is that to make sure that the township pays our proportionate share, assuming we even get approved. And once we know if we're approved, then we'll go out for public bid, and that's when we actually make the decision to go forward. There will be some documents you'll have to sign, as Kevin was asking, that we have the funds, just that we have them, and Linda will probably get to you with those documents, Chris. Okay? I did send her the document for it, but it just needs your signature as in the past. But that'll be my motion.
Second.
Lynch?
Yes.
Gehrig?
Yes.
And the number on that, Chris?
811.
And Linda will need two certified.
Told me
copies.
4.
Oh, 4, okay, it probably is.
Because if it's 2
811.
for each, right, you're doing 2?
And this is written. Okay.
It's 811. And if we do get approved, it'll probably be in March that we'll actually be authorizing the bid. Okay, there's also, it's nothing that requires action in terms of a resolution, but David, there is, Linda has for the Amherst Youth Soccer Association, the revised park lease agreement. This is because we had to change things with the AED requirement. So if you could sign that document.
I believe I did.
Okay.
I believe I did.
Or
Okay,
if you
who
do,
gets this?
Yeah, we got to get that then back to Linda so that she can forward a copy over to the Amherst Youth Soccer Association.
Okay, where does that go? Does that go in the green folder?
No, that'll go into Linda's box.
Linda's
That's
box.
for Linda, yeah. And then the Amherst Athletic Association for the baseball league, they still need to get theirs finished. I do have just an email now for the president of the league, but they want to discuss some sort of ideas they have for field improvements. I'm going to try and get him on the phone first, David, before we set up a meeting. He wanted to know, does he need to meet with the trustees? And I didn't want to have him just show up at a meeting without even having a feel for what in the heck it is they're even looking at. They've also indicated they might be able to acquire some additional AEDs. No guarantee. I don't know if that's a donation they're receiving from some of their participants. But if that does happen, I would recommend it be identical to the ones we have, because we also have the weatherproof and vibration impact proof case that is pretty expensive also, and we want to make sure it fits. And what we might do is hold those in reserve in case one of the AEDs for the different parks ends up getting damaged. We could quickly replace it so we stay in compliance with the statute. So hopefully they can. We're obviously not going to turn down something like that if they're able to acquire it, but I'll have to have further discussions with him. Okay. I don't have anything more in terms of stormwater to report. David, for the items that are open for your responsibility, you have anything to report?
I have nothing to report right now. I have nothing under solid waste, which I usually report on. So we have nothing going on there at this time.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, as far as the complaints that we've had, I haven't seen where ODOT's cleaned that ditch on 113 yet. I know they said it'd probably be this summer, but summer's almost over and they haven't touched it as far as I can tell. Kevin, what did you find out on the one on Balsam? Was that able to be taken care of yet?
That's still underway.
Okay. And then, Ryan, I was hoping, I already put your name down on this, but it may be just contacting an individual. There's an individual on Fieldstone. I don't know if you saw that complaint where there's a pit bull that's been at large. It was,
No, I haven't seen that.
well, we'll have to get you a copy of that because Linda should have one if you just talk with her. I think it's really just referring them to the dog warden, you know, to take care of that. That's not something that the township has authority for, but I can understand the concern. The way she wrote the complaint, the dog must have been in her fenced area and she couldn't even go into her yard because it's, you know, and her report was that the dog was being pretty aggressive. But again, that's, you got to get a hold of the warden and they'll come out and take care of it.
Right.
Okay, and all I'll say without, because there'll be no need for an executive session, but just that I have been working with the prosecutor on this proposed annexation in the township and, you know, just gathering more information and making sure that the township's explored all the options in terms of that annexation. And David, if there's, when it comes where there's something substantive to report, we'll have to do that in an executive session in a future meeting.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, that concludes all the business I have. Is there any other business?
I have nothing else.
Okay, our next regularly scheduled meeting will be at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, September 9th. Kevin, any need for a work session?
No, sir.
Okay, I think between the three of us, we'll work out the grant numbers, and David, I'm sure you'll be happy whichever way we go on it. You know, ultimately, you still get to approve the project one way or the other. Okay, any other audience concerns?
Very Bob?
Okay, then,
Okay.
can I have a motion to adjourn?
Our next meeting is,
You already said it,
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
September 9th.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Lynch,
Yes.
Urick,
Thanks.
thank you.